What if I told you that the world almost went to war? Not because of a missile, not because of an invasion, but because of a tree? In 1976, in one of the most heavily guarded borders in the world, something so small happened that it almost triggered World War III. And the craziest part? It all started with a simple work crew and a single tree. This happened in the Korean Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ, a strip of land between North and South Korea that is heavily mined full of soldiers and considered one of the most dangerous borders on Earth even today. Almost nobody goes there. But in 1976, tensions were already extremely high. North Korea and the United States were both stationed nearby, watching each other closely. And then something happened that changed everything. Inside the DMZ, there was a checkpoint where UN forces could occasionally move under strict rules. At one of these checkpoints stood a large poplar tree. It wasn't special. It wasn't strategic. It was just in the way. But one day, a small group of American and South Korean soldiers went in with a simple mission: trim the tree. Just cut some branches so it wouldn't block visibility. But North Korean soldiers were nearby watching. And what happened next escalated in seconds. The North Korean guards demanded they stop immediately. The Americans refused to back down. Words turned into shouting. Shouting turned into pushing. And then, the first blow was struck. Within minutes, North Korean soldiers attacked. 2 American officers were killed, others were injured. The situation exploded into chaos. A simple tree-cutting mission had turned into a deadly confrontation inside one of the most sensitive borders in the world. And now both sides had a problem. Because stepping back wasn't an option anymore, not without looking weak. News of the incident reached higher command immediately, and this is where things became terrifying. The United States didn't treat this as a small border incident. They saw it as an attack on military personnel, and the response was extreme. A plan was created within hours, not negotiations, not warnings, a show of force so overwhelming that it would force North Korea to back down. This operation was called Operation Paul Bunyan, named after a giant lumberjack from American folklore, because the mission was simple: go back to the tree and finish the job. But this time, with overwhelming military power. On the day of the operation, something unbelievable happened. The area around the tree filled with armed soldiers, helicopters hovering overhead, fighter jets in the sky, and military engineers ready to cut down the tree in minutes. It wasn't a small response, it was a message. North Korea also mobilized their troops on the other side of the border. For a few hours, the entire world was holding its breath. One wrong move, one misunderstanding, and it could have escalated into full-scale war. All of this because of a tree. Then the engineers moved in, chainsaws started, and within minutes, the tree was gone. No more resistance, no more escalation, just silence. After the operation, both sides slowly backed down. No war broke out. But the message was clear. Even the smallest incident in the DMZ could have massive consequences. And today, this event is remembered as one of the strangest near-war moments in modern history. Not because of missiles, not because of battles, but because of a tree. That almost changed the course of history. So the question is, how many other small moments in history were one mistake away from changing everything?